Today we're going to look at Magic the Gathering cards. They're going to make you see double. I'm going to start off with Progenitor Mimic. This is a 6-mana shapeshifter, and it can come into play as an enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it has, at the beginning of your upkeep, if this creature isn't a token, create a token that's a copy of this creature. So not only will you see double, you'll see triple, maybe even quadruple. You have to kill the thing that makes, I don't know, the babies. Kill the source of the Progenitor Mimics. Alright, let's take a look at, remember, double, anything that will double a permanent onto the battlefield, at least one or more. Alright, so let's go with, what do we have? Abzos with Mondrak. Who's Mondrak? Mondrak is a 4-mana 4/4 Phyrexian horror, and now if one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. Also, you have Phyrexian 1 mana. So just basically pay 1 mana. Sack 2 other artifacts and/or creatures. Oh, you get to put an indestructible counter on Mondrak. Indestructible. I have a you're gonna kill my Mondrak. I have a response. And that response, I'm gonna sack my other stuff so that this damn thing can live. Hopefully I made copies of a lot of artifacts that I can then chew up for my Mondrak thing. I don't think Wormcoil Engine counts, to be honest, Tommy Siddons. Like, I know what you mean, but it's not really the theme of the show today. Old boy with brass knuckles. Nikachu, spell the word properly the first time. Challenge impossible. Brass Knuckles, 4 mana. When you cast this spell, copy it. Oh, because what? So you have pairs? Is that the idea? Equipped creature has double strike as long as 2 or more equipment are attached to it. Oh, so 2 copies of brass knuckles. We go, psh, and then we go both ways. Equip for 1. That's funny. This just doubles itself. But you know what? Honestly, it counts. It counts as far as I'm concerned. Literally a card called Spitting Image. Is spitting or splitting? Spitting Image. You're a spitting image of something. Of, what the hell creature type is this? It's like Kithkin versus Elf versus Goblin. Okay, 6-mana sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. It's got retrace. Oh, you may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a land and paying another 6 mana. There you go. Copy as many times as you want. I'll die on this Wormcoil Hill. Yeah, I know. Like, it just gets split in half. You have 2 3/3s. One of them Death Toucher. One of them has Lifelink. It's like 2 opposite cousins or something. Dem with Anointed Procession. Sure, there's a lot of people that love to double everything that they have. There's gotta be some token doubler deck player that would love this show. 4-mana enchantment. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many of those tokens instead. You know, question for chat, what's the sweet spot for cards like this? Is it like 1 on the battlefield? 2? 3? Like, you can't have too many, because at some point you've got more doublers than things to double, right? So, like, I'm just curious where everyone finds the sweet spot to these sort of Anointed Processions, Parallel Lives types of cards. Oh, so is it as many as you can? We just need to jam the board, all of them, get as many of them on the battlefield, then we just need 1 card to double up, and then it'll just quintuple up or sextuple up to 1,000,000. Okay, next up, we got Double Down from Chen Fred. Double Down. I like the name. Great name. Drago Jessica can confirm. No sweet spot, as many as possible. We're gonna play set 5 colors so we can jam every single variation of these token doubling cards. Double Down, a blue 3 generic enchantment. When you cast an outlaw spell, copy that spell. Oh, this is the new one. But only assassins, mercenaries, pirates, rogues, and warlocks. Which actually sucks. Like, I don't think there's many good warlocks or mercenaries in this game. I might be wrong. Maybe there's like some niche mercenaries. Maybe they added mercenary to a bunch of old cards that I don't know about. Rogues, pirates in good shape. Assassins in a okay spot, I guess, as well. basically for 2.5 creature types, though. In my opinion. We got Nuclear Yoshi. Oh, hold on, no, this is a better sound effect for the Nuclear Yoshi. Adrix. Adrix and Nev Twin Casters. They're twins. They look the same. It's a 4-mana 2/2 Merfolk Wizard with Ward 2. Ward 2 on a Merfolk? Why didn't anyone tell me about this? Is it strictly a commander card? Oh, it's a commander card. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice of those many tokens are created instead. This plus Master of Waves. I'm thinking. Man, this is, it's got me thinking. What would happen if I have this or Master of Waves? This thing has protection. My Master of Waves makes double the tokens. Only legacy playable. Yeah, that's useless to me there. Well, not completely useless, but it's not great. Jess says, maybe I can ferment magic cards, make a drink, and have magic cards actually make me see double. That's possible. You can ferment the magic cards? Yes, let's all drink our magic cards. If you do it, catch it on film, I'll probably make I could make a video out of that. Man ferments magic cards and drinks it. Sees double at the end of the day. Drago Jessica says, anyone mention Ogre Tack? Yet, not yet. This is the start of the show. The deepest of foundations. It's a 6-mana 6/6 vigilance. And again, if one or more creature tokens would be created under your control 3 times, that many of those tokens are created instead. When Ogre Attack dies, return it to the battlefield tapped and transformed under its owner's control. But are you a token? It adds white mana, and also for 3 mana tap it. Transform Temple of Civilization, activate only if you attacked with 3 or more creatures this turn and only as a sorcery. Why would I want to turn it on this side at all? So when it dies, oh, I see. I'm not doing it by choice. Basically, my poor Ogre Attack. You died, but then you became a land. But then I can transform the land back to Ogre Attack. This card's insane. Absolutely insane. Old Boy says, a taste test is the only viable form of checking the authenticity of old cards. There's just something about cardboard that aged for 25 years. Cardboard that is aged for 25 years also has a different smell to it, in my opinion. Tripler disqualified. Hey, if you can see 2 or more. By the way, clones count too, you know. What did Toilet Duck say? Toilet Duck said something? Okay, Toilet Duck says, okay, instead of drinking coffee and watching a stream about MTG cards, we drink MTG cards and watch a stream about coffee. That's a banger idea. Welcome to Coffee and Coffee. Let's talk about, you know, the new Brazilian roast. Okay, the name of the show, C Double. Oh, that's right. Such card exists. C Double, the 4-mana instant. The spell can't be copied, though. Weird. Okay, so the spell can't be copied, but we know it's going to copy something else. Choose one. If an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, you can choose both. Copy target spell. You may choose new targets for the copy, which includes something that you even played, or create a token that's a copy of target creature. Oh, I see. They don't want to make you copy your own spell. Would that break the game? C Double. Copy C Double to keep copying each other for eternity. It's like the Oblivion Ring of instants. Blake Mamba, our first super chat of the day. The right of replication. This also sees double. Okay, we have a 4-mana sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. But if it was kicked for 5 mana, create 5 of those tokens instead. A classic. Still very well appreciated even by today. Jess says there's no videos turning magic cards into a drink. Not yet. Not yet, Jess. You could be the first. Please do not die doing this. Please ask a doctor what the or a chemist what the consequences of fermenting your magic cards into a drink will do to you. Yeah, I don't want to have encouraged you to, you know, maybe let's not do this at all. That would look really bad on this channel. User gets idea to drink their own magic cards, actually does it. Blames blames creator for their death. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Arcanus's Doppelganger. Your favorite card? Like, of all cards? Oh, and is this the actual Doppelganger? Where is Doppelganger? No, it's Vesuvian. Is this actual Doppelganger or Vesuvian? Oh, sorry, Doppelgang. It's Doppelgang, sorry. No, this is it. Okay, Vesuvian Doppelganger, right? Okay, here it is. It's Doppelgang. Okay, hold on. I will write that. D-O-P-P-E-L-G-A-N-G. Oh, it exists. Okay, I screwed up. Thank you very much. Blue, green, XXX. What does that mean? Okay, sorcery. For each of X target permanents, create X tokens that are copies of that permanent. What are they trying to say here with the triple X thing? Okay, suspect spotted at the Tin Street Market, Yescu Street entrance, and the Oak Street entrance, and somehow also in the Lober Alley. Yeah, this is the most lewd card in MTG. In modern times. Modern times. They got, yeah, it's suddenly an 18+ stream. I probably demonetized the stream as it is. Just mentioning this. Must have slipped through the cracks somewhere. Elixir with Vesuva. Oh, that's a nice creative one. Vesuva, land. You may have Vesuva enter the battlefield tapped as a copy of any land on the battlefield, including your opponent's lands. If you ever want to add blue mana with your mono green deck, Vesuva can make it happen. That works, right? You can add mana that is not in your commander's identity if you copy somebody else's land. Like, I think it works like that. Fabricio, we did Progenitor Mimic. That's how I started the show. Ooh, Toads, I like this one. The Clever Impersonator. Very clever. It is, what is your, why do you not play this, Nikachu? It's 4 mana, like, it's okay. It's a 4 mana clone, and you can it enters the battlefield as a copy of any non-land permanent on the battlefield, like anything, including your opponent's stuff. Well, hello there, handsome. As one looks very confident, the other one's a little bit surprised. Where do you come from? Oh my god, it's me! It's like, oh, actually, do you know what it's like? I don't know, this might go too deep to too many of you, but in Among Us, the game where you have to kill all your fellow crewmates, there is this cloning role, where a shapeshifter role, where you can look like somebody else. So if you see yourself in the game, that means they're the imposter. They're the imposter and run. They come in to kill you. Actually, they're probably gonna keep you alive because they want to blame it on you. John with this Splinter Twin. Hold on, I'll give you the nice throw one. Danger. I'll have you know that Splinter Twin does absolutely nothing in Legacy, although it once had a good run in a big tournament. 4 mana enchantment. Enchanted creature has tap, put a token that's a copy of this creature onto the battlefield. That token has haste. Exile at the beginning of the next end step. This is, I guess this sees play in Commander. I never thought about that. Look at the price, $8. Unless that's just millions of modern players just speculating the crap out of this card, just hoping that one day it's getting unbanned. It has only one good format, and that's modern, and then that's it. Christopher B is like telling everyone, remember people, there's Populate, Myriad, Double Team, Demonstrate. Just help me let people's creative juices flowing. Okay, Fabricio, it's a combo, but either card of it works. The Dual Caster Mage. This doubles the spells, but I will, hold on, copy instant or spell. This actually is supposed to be a show about doubling the permanents, not the spells. But I see your mistake. But I'm still disqualifying it. Next, we'll go to Clarinet Guy. Thank you so much for your super chat. Rules clarification about C double. Spells can't target themselves ever, even if the target is changed. No, but can't you target the copy, like the exact copy of it? It's like, I copy this, make a copy, or maybe it doesn't work. Do I need 3 copies on the stack? Anyway, thank you very much for your super chat. We'll donate that super chat. We'll donate it to Toilet Duck, 3 steps ahead. good to be 3 steps ahead, so you can afford to be 2 steps behind. Okay, blue instant. Oh, a new card with Spree. So for 3 mana, we can counter target spell. For 4 mana, create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature you control. For 3 mana, draw 2 cards and discard a card. That's value. It's actually a really nice flexible card. It's a 3. It's like 3 in 1. Actually, hold on. So you can choose 1 or more additional costs for 1, 3, 6, 8. Oh, that card is a banger. These are gonna see a lot of play. These are gonna be really popular commander cards. Super popular commander cards. Echo Mage from Dinglebag. Do you take 3 steps to double? Yeah. The Echo Mage. 3 mana with level up of 2. So after you've sunk 4 mana into this, you get to blue, copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new. Okay, you know what? I guess we should just if you see copies of anything. Oh, but I just don't want the storm cards, because those are lame. Those are storm cards are so lame. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. Yeah, I'm still not. Okay, only permanents. Permanents, people. Does Lotus Cobra count? No. What do you mean, double the mana for putting something in play? That doesn't count at all. Ulik with dual nature. The last we need on this show is how to make Storm good. Okay, we have a 6-mana enchantment. Whenever a creature card comes into play, its controller puts a creature token into play that's a copy of that creature. Whenever a creature card leaves play, remove all tokens with the same name as that creature from the game. Wow! And then when dual nature leaves play, remove all tokens created with it from the game. It's fair. You get tokens, you lose tokens. Okay, Fabricio, 3rd time's the charm, right? Heat, Shimmer. Then it copies the Mage, a permanent. I'm gonna believe you. Okay, we have a 3-mana sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target creature, except it has haste. And at the beginning of the end step, you have to exile this permanent. That's too bad. That's weird that Red does this stuff. You know, you make a copy of people's, like, or you steal their stuff, you make a copy, but then you have to give it back. It's just the way in Red. You only get it for a little while. Blake Mamba with the super chat. Would you like Broodmate? Would cards like Broodmate Dragon count? We'll find out in a second. You have to ask that question. Okay, we got a dragon. It's a 4/4 for 6 mana, flying. When it enters the battlefield, create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. No. It's an imposter, an absolute imposter. Not the same thing. I guess if you blink this enough times, you'll see double. Almond with a mechanized production. We did Doppelgang. 4 mana aura. Enchant artifact you control. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of enchanted artifact. Then if you control 8 or more artifacts with the same name as another one, you win the game. Unbelievable. I like cards like this, by the way, where you get incrementally, you get another one. It's like, it's not quite coma, if you know what I mean, but it's like, you still get like more of this stuff. You could double the token doublers. You get it? You get an artifact token doubler, put mechanized production, we're going to double those tokens. Then the game will go crazy. It'll be like Scoot Mob crazy. Okay, next up, a Blackbird's Mirror Match. You are no match for this mirror match. The 6-mana instant. Cast Mirror Match only during the Declare Blocker step. For each creature attacking you or a planeswalker you control, put a token that's a copy of that creature on the battlefield, blocking that creature. Exile those tokens at end of combat, but not before we take down the entire army. Cool. That's a cool card. That's a got him right there. That's why you don't attack into the blue player. You never know what's gonna happen. Seeing double makes you see double. You can see double again. And to try to double this card, then you'll definitely kill whatever was attacking into you. Next super chat coming from Steve Cooper. Thank you so much, Steve. Mechanized production. Did we just do that one? Copy WinCon donate. Oh, well, it looks like we're donating 3, Steve Cooper, because unfortunately you got sniped. Was that a super chat? not sure. Corbinik with Stang. It looks like Thanos to me. It's got that same bald head and beard. It's Thanos, and this must be the gauntlet. You just can't see it. With all the power stones. We have a 6-mana 3/4 human warrior. When Stang enters the battlefield, create a legendary 3/4 red and green human warrior creature token named Stang Twin. Exile that token when Stang leaves the battlefield. Sacrifice Stang when the token leaves the battlefield. This is a little bit closer than the Broodmate Dragon. Or is it? Is this the same as the Broodmate Dragon? This literally it's a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying, but it's not Jund. What about this one? It was just a red. Put a red and green. Do you know what? We're gonna count that one. Stang literally duplicates himself, I think, sort of. Except that there's no ETB for the next one. Did you say Mirror March? Are you serious? Oh, you did say Mirror March. Yeah, somehow Mirror Match actually worked. Okay, Mirror March for the super one. It just so happens I look up Mirror Match and that one works too. So 6 mana enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you get to flip a coin until you lose a flip. For each flip you won, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Those tokens gain haste. Exile them at the beginning of the next end step. You got to get lucky though. Get your lucky, I don't know. Well, not this one. Get your lucky horseshoe out. I was about to say get your lucky rabbit's foot. That sounds very wrong these days. That sounded appropriate, like, I don't know, 30 years ago when I was a kid. But now, like, if you say get the rabbit's foot out, a lot of animal activists might have something to say about that. Okay, Krark's thumb it up. Does that work? Krark's thumb. Krark's thumb. No, wait, that doesn't do anything. No, wait. Oh yeah, that works with Mirror Match though. Definitely works with Mirror Match. Islarf with Mishra, Eminent One. What's with this old border thing? Okay, we have a 5-mana 5/4 human artificer. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of target non-creature artifact you control. Except its name is Mishra Warform, and it's a 4/4 construct artifact creature in addition to its other types. It gains haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Okay, now I think it's time to go back to the super chats. We got Junior Jones with Parallel Evolution. Parallel Lives right next to it. By the way, no one's mentioned Parallel Lives yet. I know a lot of people probably assume it's been taken. Okay, we have a 5-mana sorcery. For each creature token in play, its controller puts a creature token in play that's a copy of that creature. Good God! But this actually affects your opponent's creatures too. And also, there's more. We get to flash it back for another 7 mana. So if we make tokens of things that make mana, we'll have the mana to play the second half of the Parallel Evolution. Bryce says, how about my homeboy Vorinclex? The OG? I think this one, you mean? The monstrous... Which one, actually? I think it's this one. I don't know which Vorinclex does what. These are casual cards. I've never played with or against it. So it's like if one or more permanents are put on a player or permanent with, like, sorry, if one or more counters are put on a permanent or player, double it. If an opponent would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, put half. Well, it's not that one. Warren does not copy though. Well, then it's disqualified. Enters the battlefield, exile it. No, none of this works. Unless you count the 2 forests that you put into your hand. That's... No. It don't work. No! Oh, this is a storm card that puts things in play. Chatterstorm. Alright, you got it. Alright, it works. Okay, we have a 2-mana sorcery. Create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. And it's got Storm. That's right. Actually, question. Are Commander players afraid of Storm? as much as Storm has completely wrecked one-on-one Magic the Gathering meta. Maybe not so much these days. There's a lot of answers to Storm, but there was like a time like there's just no way to deal with Storm. Storm players just go off and like just wreck everybody. Yeah, not the squirrels. Toads should be happy right now. I think Toads is a huge squirrel. Oh, there we go. See, Toads is having the time of his life. Pedgeman says, summer is near. Prepare for the swarm. The Scoot Swarm. Yeah, bugs. Storm sucks in EDH. Alright, Storm sucks everywhere now then. That's good to know, except for maybe Pauper, because Storm is banned there. 3 mana for a 1/1 insect landfall. When a land enters the battlefield under you control, you create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If you control 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of Scoot Swarm instead. This should have been something. This insect is like. It perfectly explains the problem with cockroaches and any other pests that completely ruin your home. And the only cure to this extermination is to wipe it off the board with a sweeper. It's the only cure. Okay, Blake Mamba. There's one doubler I refuse to play, and that is Primal Vigor. Symmetry bad. I don't need to double everyone's treasure tokens. Primal Vigor is a 5-mana enchantment. If one or more tokens would be put onto the battlefield, twice that many of those tokens are put on the battlefield instead. Ah, yes, helps your opponents. If one or more +1/+1 counters would be placed on a creature, twice that many counters are placed on that creature instead. You know, I could definitely see a Proliferate deck stare at you. It's like, you put that on the battlefield? You do that for me? Oh, I thank you. You are so kind. So kind out there. Okay, we got Star with Delina, Wild Mage. Delina is a 4-mana 3/2. Oh, this one where you have to take the roll of the dice. Whenever it attacks, choose target creature you control, then roll 20. If you roll between 1 and 14, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary and has exiled this creature at end of combat. Also between 15 and 20, create one of those tokens and then you get to roll again. Delina, huge fan of rolling dice. Huge fan of craps. Probably won a lot, sometimes, probably a huge loser financially, but has a huge rush when she wins. I didn't know elves were such big gamblers. I thought they were most in tune with the forest, with nature. Didn't know they used any currency out there. And there's some there's not exactly a combo with Delina, but there are synergies that basically help you roll like an almost infinite number of dice to keep this thing going on. Okay, next up, oh, it's Delina and Barbarian class. That's the synergy? I think there's a few others as well. Jesse says, I'm a huge loser financially. Gotta stay out of that casino. You know, here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, there's this one casino in one area of the city. And if you drive there, the closer you get to the casino, the more decrepit the entire city gets, like the neighborhoods. Like, it just gets worse and worse until you get really close to the casino. And the casino is like this big, bright gem amongst the entire, you know, neighborhood, the entire area. And then, like when you drive home, the city gets better and better and cleaner, and like the fences are less broken and the homes are less caved in as you get away from the casino. It's like it's this financially sucking entity. Okay, well, and with that bright, cheery statement, let's move on. We've got our favorite Korean over here with Helm of the Host. Oh yeah, that's a 1-card win, EDH. No, not really. Wait, you put Helm of the Host on the battlefield and you declare victory? Okay, we have a 4-mana equipment at the beginning of combat on your turn. Create a token that's a copy of equipped creature, except the token isn't legendary, and it's equipped. Sorry, it's not legendary if its equipped creature is legendary, and that token gains haste. Equipped for 5 mana. Usually it's a 2-card combo, right? It takes 2 to tango with the Helm of the Host. You got the helm, and you need the host. Without the host, you got nothing. There's no party here. I got a casino next to a prison? Well, that is just weird. In fact, 90% of gambling addicts quit right before they're about to hit it big. No! Don't say that, old boy. Oh man, they'll never quit. If you have a commander that has an effect like when it first attacks you get extra combat, then it's one card combo because you always have a commander. You do always have a commander. Okay, do we have to go to a next super chat? Okay, we got Blake Mamba. The best doubler, the doubling season. Doubling season, 5-man enchantment. If an effect would create one or more tokens, you get double those tokens. And if an effect would make put one or more counters on a permanent you control, it doubles it instead. Put twice? Yeah, puts it twice. You see once, you see twice, you see thrice. Thomas Citizen says, rumor has it that FedEx didn't go under due to CEO gambling their last little bit of money. What? FedEx is not going under. Steve Cooper says 90% of Magic players stop buying packs before they get the the chase mythics or rares. I stopped buying boosters a million years ago. I have loose boosters all over the place. I just can't bring myself to open them. I know the gamblers, they can't help themselves but open the booster packs. I can't help but not open the booster packs. It feels so bad to open a booster. If I could sell my boosters to you guys for $1 each, I'd do it. Mordrak, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, Kiki Jiki. Well, let's go with Fable of the Mirror Breaker. This one is like a little slow to enable for this show. It's a 3-mana saga. So you create a 2/2 Goblin Shaman that makes treasures for Chapter 1. Chapter 2, discard 2 cards and then draw that many cards. You may discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. Chapter 3, turn into a artificial Kiki Jiki. It's a reflection of Kiki Jiki. So it's apparently the mirror is just as dangerous as Kiki Jiki himself. Pay 1, tap, create a token that's a copy of another target non-legendary creature you control, except that has haste and you must sack it later. And as for Ginka has accurately labeled, it is time to thank our sponsors, starting with Fusion Gaming. Oh, where am I? FusionGamingOnline.com. My favorite place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards, and as you all know, Outlaws of Thunder Junction is for sale, well, for pre-order. Pre-order, or maybe by the time you're watching this on the replay, they are already available. With so many new cards and mechanics, they got those multi-mode cards, new equipment. How can you resist upgrading all your commander decks with Outlaws of Thunder Junction? And what better way to support the channel than to buy your cards from FusionGamingOnline.com and get yourself 5% off when you use coupon code Nikachu at checkout, because it saves you money and it supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards on MTGO, Magic the Gathering Online. So that's where I play my digital Magic to sharpen myself in Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, and more. Not to mention, you have access to the entire card pool when you're renting with Mana Traders. So you can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2-month subscription of renting by using coupon code Nikachu_FL0. And time to double our tokens. I wonder, did Thunder Junction have any doublers in there? Anyone not get a card yet? I feel like Pedgeman hasn't got a card. Ferginka says, if you want copies each turn, cast Archmage of Echoes. Archmage of Echoes. 5 mana 4/4, flying with Ward 2. It's a fairy! The fairies are back. Whenever you cast a fairy or wizard permanent spell, copy it. That works! I like it. I wonder how that helps me, though. Copying wizards are pretty good. There's a lot of wizards that are worth copying. Fairies, though? I guess. There's a lot of, some of the best fairies are legendary, though, which is awkward. Copy my Vendilion Click. Okay, we got next, oh wait, sorry. Okay, we'll do the super chat. We got Elixir's Jace Mirror Mage. It's got mirror in the title. The Mirror Mage, a 3 mana 4 loyalty Jace with a kicker of 2. That's so weird to have kicker on a Planeswalker. When enters the battlefield, if Jace was kicked, create a token that's a copy of Jace. Except it's not legendary and starting loyalty is 1. The copy is pathetic. Blows away in the wind. +1, scry 2. 0, draw a card and reveal it. Remove a number of loyalty counters equal to that card's mana value from Jace Mirror Mage. But what if you can't? Okay, what if I reveal a 5 and I have a loyalty of 4? Equal. Oh, so you just. I'll say you do reveal. You remove 5, but you can't pay for the whole thing, so you just lose everything. Interesting. Next up, we're gonna go with. You have the fairy rogues that are good. Yeah, there are some fairy rogues that are pretty good. Okay, next up we'll have Carlo Dino DNA. Is that the Jurassic? That has to be a Jurassic Park card. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. 1 mana artifact, imprint. Pay 1, tap, exile target creature card from a graveyard, activate only as a sorcery. You can also pay 6, create a token that's a copy of target creature card, exile with Dino DNA, except it's a 6/6 green dinosaur creature with trample. Trample? Activate only as a sorcery. Is that not just, what the hell? What's that meme dinosaur? I can't remember. Because I never play that damn thing. Dinosaurs left their blueprints behind for us. The greatest meme of all meme cards in Magic the Gathering. Dreadmaw. Colossal Dreadmaw, that's what it is. This card is this card is broken. Next super chat coming from Kagan. If it's already done, donate. But the Mirage Phalanx, we didn't do that one at all. Mirage Phalanx is... Sorry, Phalanx? I think that's how you pronounce it. 6 mana, human soldier. It's a 4/4 creature with soulbound. That's an old mechanic. Where you can pair the creature with an unpaired creature, and if they're soulbound, you get an ability. So for as long as it's soulbound to another creature, each of those creatures has, at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of this creature, except it has haste and loses soulbound. Exiled at the end of combat. Yeah, that'd be awkward. You keep making soulbound creatures and soulbound creatures and soulbound creatures. Go infinity. Infinite Mirage Phalanx. Larry Law, awaken the erstwhile. Okay, there's a lot of awaken the stuff. Awaken the erstwhile. 5 mana sorcery. Each player discards all cards in their hand that you create that many. Two black zombie creature tokens. So on, we just wipe out our hands and make a bunch of zombies. So on each player, we have to wipe out our own hand? So like, if is that what I'm understanding here? So everyone has the same effect, but if I... this show is not about copying things. This show is about having doubles on the battlefield. And that still is going to have... I mean, it doesn't guarantee something will be doubled, but very likely. I'll have a 2/2 black zombie, you'll have a 2... Remember, clones count, token makers count. Although, you know, hopefully it's in the spirit of the show. Having a... I don't know, what's it? There's some crappy token makers out there. We had Chatterstorm, for crying out loud. Chatterstorm counted. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this card. We have to dump our hand in order to get our zombies. That feels like just not the interaction I want. Or I guess maybe it's the purpose is to dump our opponent's hand and they just get a bunch of zombies and we can deal with them later. Okay, next up, let's take a look at the Caper, Mimic Vat. You know, I get this card passed to me in cube all the time, and I always pass it around because for the longest time, I just didn't want to understand what this card did. It's like, there's too many words on this thing. So first it starts off with imprint. Whenever a non-token creature dies, you can exile that card. So it's exiled like into Mimic Vat. And then if you do, return each other card exiled with Mimic Vat to the graveyard. So there's like a swapperoo going on. You don't have to do that. You may exile the card. Then you'll go pay 3, tap, create a token that's a copy of a card exiled with Mimic Vat. It gains haste, exiled at the beginning of the next end step. So for the longest time, I'm like, okay, just pass this along. I would read the imprint thing. It's like, I don't really want to understand this. Someone else can figure it out. Pedgeman says, I used to play Mimic Vat with cards that discard on ETB so I could discard the card my opponent drew during its draw step so they wouldn't be able to play it. Ah, clever. We got Pack Rat, the king of limited. Hey, don't underestimate Standard. The 2-mana star rat. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of rats you control. They don't have to be Pack Rat. But for 3 mana, you can discard a card and put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of Pack Rat. Alright, next up we got Junior Jones, Followed Footsteps. Followed Footsteps is a 5-mana blue card. It's an aura, enchant creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a token that's a copy of enchant creature on the battlefield. Love it. It's very simple. And you get it every single turn. Pedgeman with Awaken the Woods. Needs creatures? I got you. Need lands? I still got ya. Okay, green X. Create X 1/1 green forest dryad land creature tokens. Yeah, we have a lot. Yeah, we need one. Can you? Is it just for you? Create X 1/1 green. Yeah, they're affected. Yeah, they have to remind people they're affected by summoning sickness. We know our marketing team realized that you people screw this card up too much. They know people's problems before they even start. Abzo with Astral Dragon. 8 mana for a 4/4 flyer. Project Image. When Astral Dragon enters the battlefield, create 2 tokens that are copies of target non-creature permanent, except they're 3/3s. Dragon creatures in addition to their other types, and they have flying. Yeah, I like the flying dragons. We get 2 of them. Well, we create 2 tokens or copies of target non... Oh, so we get copies of 1 creature. That works perfectly. Next super chat come from Blake Mamba. My favorite dragon, Miriam the Sentinel Worm. I think I rated this card very lowly on my tier list, and the Miriam community were outraged. They're like, Nikachu, how dare you? Do you even understand dragons? How good this thing is? It's a flying ward 2 dragon. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield that you control, create a token that's a copy of it, except the token isn't legendary if that dragon is legendary. Oh yeah, the dragon community was absolutely pissed with me. Also can go in a spirits deck too, if you really want to. Whenever another non-dragon enters the battlefield. Hold on, is this? No, hold on, this... This actually is better for spirit decks, not dragon decks. Is this really a dragon card? I don't think so. Whenever a non-token... Oh, sorry. No, yeah, it has to be a non-token dragon. I was reading this like non-dragon token. Yeah, this is definitely a dragon card. Kano with Inala. Archmage Ritualist. Reppin' my old commander. An oldie but a goldie. 5 mana 4/5 human wizard. Eminence! Whenever another non-token wizard enters the battlefield under your control, if Inala Archmage Ritualist is in your command zone or on the battlefield, you may pay 1. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that wizard. The token gains haste, exile at the beginning of the next end step. How the hell did these cards get made? Tap 5 untapped wizards you control, targeted player loses 7 life. That ability isn't even worth it. Just keep this thing in the command zone. It's unbelievable nonsense. Yeah, Eminence, 2 thumbs down from me. Unless they give me a good Merfolk Eminence card, which they did not. Gave it to vampires. Oh man, if I could have that, what is it, Sorin? No, Edgar Markov. If I had the Edgar Markov in Merfolk would be unstoppable. That's for sure. Eminence works also when on the battlefield. No, I think it very specifically says if Inala Archmage Ritualist is in the command zone or on the or on the, okay, this one says on the battlefield. Maybe they both work. Yeah, maybe they both work. But it's, I guess it's not risky to cast your card. Yeah, it's not risky. Because if it dies, it just goes back to the command zone. Next super chat we got from Gem Cammy. Thank you very much for your croaking counterpart. Three mana sorcery. We got Frog riding a pelican or something. Create a token that's a copy of target non-frog creature, except it's a 1/1 green frog. It's got flashback for 5 mana. That's how we make tokens around here. Hit Froggo! I need a frog sound effect around here. Alphamus Prime. Did we do double? I think we did double down. I'm not sure. Yeah, we did double down. But did we do Volo? Guide to Monsters. We did not. 4 mana 3/2 human wizard. Whenever you cast a creature spell that doesn't share a creature type with a creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard, you get to copy that spell. Kagan, would Mitotic Slime count then? Probably. Mitotic Slime? Sounds like some sort of biology terminology. Okay, we have a green for generic 4/4 ooze. When it dies, create 2/2/2 green ooze token creature tokens. They have when this creature dies, create 2 1/1 green ooze creature tokens. Love the flavor. It's like a boss that when you see this, you see this, Tommy Siddons. Where's Tommy Siddons? Because Tommy Siddons wanted Wormcoil Engine. And this is a better version of the Wormcoil Engine for this show. I like that, you know, it's like this big creature and you break it in half and now it's 2. Then you break those in half and then there are 2 smaller ones. Like a lot of bosses in video games that work like this. And then you squash the 1/1 and it's all over. You gotta squish them when they're dead. It's still 2 worms. And these are 2 oozes. But they're perfectly. You see, this is where you see quadruple. Protopon, did you increase your merfolk with Deep Root Waters? I have at a time. 3 mana, whenever you cast a merfolk spell, get a 1/1 blue merfolk creature token with hexproof. And you play enough merfolk, you get a lot of those tokens. The hard part is staying alive after you cast this card. That's the tricky part. I need some 0 mana merfolk to make it work. Bryce with the Storm Herd. Storm Herd, 10 mana. Create X 1/1 Pegasus creature tokens with flying where X is your life total. Oh, good God. It's a lot. Okay, move. Okay, so like, if you could somehow play this very early while you have 40 life, this would be great. But usually you can't. Steven with the Vizier of Many Faces. Vizier of Many. 4 mana, 0/0, Shapeshifter Cleric. You may have Vizier of Many Faces enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except if Vizier of Many Faces was embalmed. The token has no mana cost, it's white, and it's a zombie in addition to its other types. Also has Embalm. So Embalm is like flashback for creatures, basically. It's in the graveyard, you pay its flashback cost, you get it back. It has returned. Old boy says, Storm Herd, it makes you see double from being steamrolled because you'll never cast it. That's another, yeah, you'll never cast it. That's another way of looking at it. Starfire Dragon with the Cranko Mob Boss. Yeah, I will see. I don't know how you say. I don't know what the term is for seeing 100 of something, like a Google, or no, the Google's like a million. Okay, so we have a million zeros. Okay, 4 mana for a 3/3 Goblin Warrior. Tap, create X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens where X is the number of goblins you control. Someone plays a Cranko deck? They're making a lot of goblins. A lot of goblins. Have we done Wormcoil Engine? My bud Tommy uses... yeah, I know. Don't we all know? Gem Cammy, Biogenic Slime. Oozes are my favorite. You like the slimy fellows, huh? Biogenic Bio... I think I spelled this right? Biogenic? Oh, biogenic ooze? What do you call it? Slime. You're like, oozes are my favorite. Misspells the ooze card. It's okay, we figured it out. We got there. It is a 5 mana 2/2 ooze. Enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 green ooze creature token. But at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each ooze you control. And for 4 mana, you get another ooze token. Benjamin says Polyraptor sees infinity. Polyraptor. Oh yes, our favorite combo card. With, what's it called? The other something raptor? There's another dinosaur that combos with this. 8 mana for a 5/5 with Enrage. So don't make it angry. Whenever Polyraptor is dealt damage, create a token that's a copy of Polyraptor. Next up, we have super chats. Vitron Espada. Built my niece a Volo guide deck for Xmas. Did we do? I think we did Volo already. I think you're meaning this one. So we're going to donate that super chat. Thank you very much, Vitron Espada. We'll donate it to Fabricio Jin Gataxius Progress Tyrant. Jin Gataxius. Double for me, negate for you. Oh, yeah. Okay, we have 7 mana 5/5. Whenever you cast an artifact, instant, or sorcery spell, copy that spell. So doubles the artifact. This ability triggers only once each turn. Whenever an opponent casts an artifact, instant, or sorcery spell, counter that spell. This ability triggers only once each turn. Ah, yes. My Arrayo. Arrayo is back. See, this is the real Arrayo's essence. Arrayo was Jin Gataxius all along. Most people don't even know the wrath of Arrayo. Unban my Arrayo! For any CEDH players, is Arrayo, like, unbannable? Please tell me yes. And if you say yes, then I'm going to make a big stink about the... I'm going to try to rally some people to get Arrayo unbanned in EDH. CEDH, that is. Who does not have a card yet? I don't know if Evan has one. Krark the Thumbless, does that count? I don't think that counts. Isn't that... Hold on, Krark the Thumb... Hold on, I think you're talking about the creature. I thought you're talking about Krark's Thumb. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, flip a coin. No, that one don't count. Prefer we're copying permanents. Or we have or the spell can copy itself to make permanents. Amazing Crack Monkey with the Clone Legion. This is a 9 mana sorcery. For each creature target player controls, create a token that's a copy of that creature. That's quite the army that you have here. I don't mind having one of my own. Upgrade my own army to your army. Blake Mamba with red has a couple of these effects. Ortheon, Hero of Lavabrink, and Mirage Phalanx. Okay, let's take a look at Ortheon. This is a 4 mana human soldier. It's a 3/3 creature. Pay 2 mana, tap, create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control. It gains haste. Sack it at the beginning of the next end step. Only activated as a sorcery. Then for 9 mana, we get 5 tokens that are copies of another target creature you control. They gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. I like the flavor of this. The more mana that you can get from your lands, that you can derive from the power of the land, you get more tokens. Spectromania hasn't got one yet. Infinity Reflection. Did I do this one right? Infinite. I did not. Infinite Reflection. Infinite possibilities. The 6 mana aura. Enchant a creature. When it enters the battlefield attached to a creature, each other non-token creature you control becomes a copy of that creature. And then non-token creatures you control enter the battlefield as a copy of enchanted creature. So effectively, you need a bunch of garbage, bunch of tokens, and then you just have one big baddie and copy that one thing. My friend likes Chronozoa. Chronozoa. It's a 4-mana 3/3 flying with Vanishing of 3. And when Chronozoa is put into a graveyard from play, if it had no time counters on it, put two tokens in play that are copies of it. Interesting. So hold on, I'm just trying to figure out, does this go infinite? Like, if you have infinite time, does it keep making... Whenever it's put into a graveyard from play, if it has no time counters on it, put 2 tokens into play that are copies of it. And again, if they're put into the graveyard from play, you get more copies. I think it just keeps going on and on. You have to exile these things. That is so neat. What a neat looking card. Okay, we got Toads standing up for Starfire Dragon. Somehow we still haven't done Kiki Jiki. Kiki Jiki. We did Kiki Jiki's Mirror. Kiki Jiki, the 5-mana 2/2 haste. Tap, create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary creature you controlled. The token has haste. Sack it at the beginning of the next end step. What's your favorite Kiki Jiki target? Mine is Thragtusk. It's not broken enough of an interaction that anyone wants to disrupt it, and it's good value. We got Mario. Sakashima the Imposter. There's a lot of Sakashimas. But here's the Imposter. A 4-mana 3/1. Enters the battlefield. As it comes into play, you can choose a creature in play. If you do, Sakashima enters the battlefield as a copy of that creature, except its name is still Sakashima the Imposter. What's your name? I am Sakashima the Imposter. Well, you look like my friend Bill, right this way. Okay, it's still legendary, and it gains blue 2 generic. Returns Sakashima the Imposter to its owner's hand at end of turn. Okay, next super chat. I like how Blake Mamba keeps paying more to get the card before everyone else. What's your favorite card to copy? Mine is Terror of the Peaks. This is a 2x donation. All right, thank you very much, Blake Mamba. So we will donate first to Softfeather. Replicating Ring. The best mana rock. 3 mana snow artifact, tapped at 1 mana of any color. But at the beginning of your upkeep, you can put a night counter on Replicating Ring. Then have as 8 or more night counters on it, remove all of them, and create 8 colorless snow artifact tokens named Replicating Ring. That takes forever to pull off. You're really gonna wait for that. Put a night counter. So I guess you have to proliferate or double this thing up. And then even then, is it worth it? It does replicate. Next up, we'll also donate to... who we give nothing to yet. I don't know if Corbinet got a card. Miracool. Hey, Mir, you're cool! Miracool, Lord of Bones. Is a 7-mana 7/5 god. Bony god, then. As long as your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, Miracool, Lord of Bones, has indestructible. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you can exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature card, except that it's an enchantment and loses all other card types. This doesn't actually work because you can't have 2 on the battlefield at the same time. Actually, I have to disqualify that one. Sorry about that. Okay, next we'll go to a super chat. We'll go to Blake Mamba's Gruff Triplets. Gruff Triplets is a 6-mana 3/3 Satyr Warrior with Trample. Enters the battlefield. If it isn't a token, create 2 tokens that are copies of it. If it isn't a token, so we do see double. And when it dies, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to its power on each creature you control named Gruff Triplets. They are triplets after all. Platinum Mirror, Iron Mirror, and then the cool Mirror. Yeah, this thing wasn't even a mirror card. Jim with Absorb Identity. This is a creepy looking image. They're all looking down at me. What am I? A Kithkin? Okay, we have instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand. You may have shapeshifters you control become copies of that creature until end of turn. What a even weirder card. It's like for the shapeshifter Kindred deck. So bounce the creature, and all our shapeshifters are now one with that creature. We've abducted them. Oh, this is a pretty good one from Bojack, World Spine Worm. Yeah, I totally agree. We have 11 mana, 15/15 Trampler, but when it dies, you get to put 3 5/5 green worm creature tokens with Trample on the battlefield. When World Spine Worm is put into a graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it into its owner's library. There's a lot of ways of cheating this card in play, but it has to die at end of turn. So it's actually not too bad. You just dump this on the battlefield, it dies. Like even Flash, I shouldn't say Flash, Flash is banned Commander, but like those types of effects. And then you just want the 3 5/5s that come with it, which is not bad at all. Next super chat we have from Kagan. I think Lithoform Engine would also count for the last ability. Lithoform Engine is a 4-mana legendary artifact. Pay 2, copy target activated or triggered ability you control. You can choose new targets. Pay 3, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. Again, you may choose new target copies for the targets. Or pay 4, copy target permanent spell you control. That works perfectly well. Basically, it's Wormcoil tripled. Oh, you mean for the worm, World Spine Worm? Yeah, but the thing is, the tokens are identical. See, Wormcoil Engine tokens, they're not identical. One's a Death Toucher, one's a Life Gainer. Javier with Triplicate Titan. 9 mana, 9/9. Oh, this one, when it dies, you get 3 colorless Golem artifact creature tokens with flying, a 3/3 colorless Golem artifact creature token with vigilance. Oh, this one doesn't work. They're all different. They're all different. They don't work. All right, now it's Super Chat Central. Starting with Kagan. Oh, saw in half. Oh, I need a saw sound effect. Either way, you get a Super Chat sound effect. 3 mana instant, destroy target creature. If that creature dies this way, which I assume every creature would die. Its controller creates 2 tokens that are copies of that creature, except their base power is half the creature's power, and its base toughness is half that creature's toughness, round up each time. You literally will be seeing double. The only good way, a good way of doing this is doing this exactly from like head down. I don't know how you survive that though. Andre, Sarkon the Mad. I can't remember if this guy doubles anything though. Very unique card. This was the first Planeswalker. Only goes down, does not go up. 5 mana for a 7 loyalty Sarkon. 0, reveal the top card of your library and put it into your hand. It deals damage equal to himself, equal to that card's converted mana cost. Stop hitting yourself, Sarkon. Or Sarkhan. Can't remember, is it Sarkon? I think it's Sarkon. -2, target creature's controller sacks it, then that player puts a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying onto the battlefield. So if you can enable this twice, yeah, you can have 2 5/5 red dragons. This one is like... this is a bit loose, to be honest. Pretty loose version of this on the topic of the show. -4, each dragon you control deals damage equal to its power to target player. Very powerful finisher. Sharkan? It's Shar? Sharkan? I never heard anyone pronounce it like that. Whoops. Okay, I'll do this. It's supposed to be just super chats here, but Grave Titan. You get 2 black zombies, if not more. Kagan, the mirror works. Can even copy artifact lands. Mirror works, a 5 mana artifact. Whenever another non-token artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you can pay 2. If you do, create a token of a copy of that artifact. Copy your Darksteel Citadel. Copy your... don't know what else you'd want to copy, but yeah, you could copy the lands. Next up, we've got from Coranate Delina Wild Mage with some rerolls. We did that one, unfortunately. Sorry about that, Coranate. I don't know if you got sniped, but we just did it a long time ago. So we will donate this one to... Anyone not get a card? Don't know if Matt got a card. Primordial Hydra. Green X Hydra enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, and at the beginning of your upkeep, double the amount of counters. Oh, but it doesn't double itself. Disqualified. We need to double ourselves. We need copies of each other. Is there such a card here? Christopher B. Mobile Clone? Talking about a phone? Mobile Clone, 4 mana sorcery. Using a mobile device, take a picture of target creature. That device enters the battlefield as a token. That's a copy of a... That's a photocopy of the pictured creature. So that's interesting. Yeah, we just put our phone on the battlefield, and boom, I have a clone. What a funny card. It's not a real card, though. Okay, Junior Jones, Renegade Doppelganger. Oh, did we do this one? I'm not sure. Renegade Doppel. Oh, we did not actually do this one. This is a 2-mana 0/1 shapeshifter. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may have Renegade Doppelganger become a copy of that creature until end of turn. I was like, what's the catch to this card? You only get to be the creature until end of turn, then it returns to a 0/1. Evan, with Here to Redeem Myself, the Ultramarines Honor Guard. Ultramarines Honor Guard is a 4-mana 2/2 Astartes Warrior with Squad 2. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. So, but with Squad, you can copy. The interesting thing with Squad, it's like, I guess it's like Storm for... How do I describe this? Is it like Kicker? It's like Kicker for making more copies of your own Honor Guard. The Ultimate Lord of Lords. They should have a flavor text. The Marines feel more bold in battle when the Ultramarine is around here. Yeah, I guess you could look at like a multi-kicker. That's exactly how it should be looked at. Nuclear Yoshi. Okay, next up, we got a bunch of super chats from Blake Mamba. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. 1,000 Faces, yet I only see one. 4 mana 3/1 Human Rogue. You can have Sakashima of 1,000 Faces enter the battlefield as a copy of another creature you control, except it has Sakashima of 1,000 Faces other abilities. The legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control, and it has Partner. Oh god. Partner. Two commanders at the same time, man. Okay, Blake Mama, Gelatinous Genesis. One of my favorites. Can I eat it? That's the real question. Looks delicious. We have a green XX. Create XXX green ooze creature tokens. That's the second time we've seen XXX on the show. What is going on here? Alexander says, we need to make Nikachu play a deck that is only Warhammer, Fallout, and Dungeons and Dragons cards. That's weird. Very weird, what's it called? A weird theme. Okay, Blake Mamba, the Sunfrill Imitator. Sunfrill Imitator is a 3 mana 3/3 dinosaur. When it attacks, you may have it become a copy of another target dinosaur you control, except its name is Sunfrill Imitator, and it has this ability. And lastly, from Blake Mama, oh wow, Parallel Lives. Did we actually do this? The anime art, the last one from you, and I don't think we did Parallel Lives. Any of you could have chosen Parallel Lives. Do you want the anime arts? Oh, beautiful. 4 mana enchantment. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many of those tokens instead. How much is the anime art? $82. Looks great. Love the anime art cards. I have myself a Ristic Study myself. And with that, I hope you saw enough doubles. So make sure to roll doubles. Rolling doubles is just as good as getting doubles. All right, everyone, if you want to be part of the show, remember, starting Monday, it starts at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Time change. Basically, I've been promoting 11 a.m. for forever. Probably people are going to still show up at that time. I should make like a banner on my channel. We start at 3 p.m. now. This is the new time. So 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks everyone who supports the channel, though. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you Super Chat to be part of the show, or Super Chat to help other people be part of the show. Because you are the lifeblood of Coffee and MTG, everyone. Every single one of you. Without you, there'd be absolutely nothing. You think I'm coming up with these cards? No, all of you come up with the card. I just come up with one card. That's it. And then I have the power to disqualify or approve of all the other ones. People like Carlo, Christopher B, Jess, Toads, Evan, Steve Cooper, Oldboy, Alexander, David Sampson, Protopon. We've got Arcana, Starfire Dragon, Kano, Ferginka, Spectral Maniac, Blake Mamba, Mordrick, Dinglebag, Pedgeman. You are all the soul of Coffee and MTG. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees and we will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves and I will see you at the next cup.